Alright, I want to start this video off by saying this is not my typical type of video. This is very, very new to me, and I don't know if you guys will end up liking it. If I'll end up liking it, what will end up happening, but I had a conversation with a friend a while ago, and the things that he said has been stuck in my mind ever since then, and so it's just something that I wanted to talk about on a video, and hopefully it can help at least one person, if not more. Alright, so like I said, my friend was having a conversation with me, and it was really just more me complaining about something, and then he finally hopped in and said to me, you gotta stop letting this person have so much effect on your life. He said, you gotta find someone that adores you. You're creative, you're a good guy. Don't let someone who doesn't see that rule your life. And he said, you need to find your person. And he said that it's often that people will leave once they find something better or someone better. And so he said, don't settle for someone that's willing to do that. And so it's been bouncing around in my head back and forth of like, what does that really mean? What does that entail? And so I finally have started to think about some things, and now that I'm in college, and have talked to a couple of people, I've started to realize some things, and so, I'm just gonna sit down and chop it up, or share my mind on things. So I wanted to start off by basically just giving a simple definition of adore, because he said you need to find someone that adores you, and I was like, adore is like a step up in my opinion, and so it's just basically to love and respect someone deeply, and it doesn't have to be talking about a relationship or talking about anything else. It can just simply be platonically, with the friend, back and forth, and to say that you love somebody is something special, and it's not just something that should be taken with a grain of salt. And so I just I wanted to start off with that definition, and so that's why I wanted to name this video, and that's the title of it, is Surround Yourself with People Who Adore You. Alright, before I go any further on that, one more mention about a conversation. I know it's a lot, but I had a conversation with a friend who has graduated from college now, and he talked about how once you get out of college, you begin to realize that you only have 3 or maybe a couple more real friends that you can consider being friends with for the rest of your life. It's not just anybody here. It's someone that you're gonna be friends with forever. And he proceeded to mention the idea of proximity friends, and so as he explained it further, it really did make more sense to me. Late middle school into high school, you meet a lot of new people, and then you see just how many similar interests you have with someone, and so you become friends with those people. But it's just because you have classes with those people, you have sports with those people, whatever interests you have, you really just develop a relationship because you're in proximity of each other all the time. And so you begin to realize that the second college, for example, the second that you all move to college, how quickly it is that you aren't talking to those people anymore, that you're not nearly as close as you thought that you were, and so it's just kind of interesting, and so it's you had to make a distinction between are these friends that just they're busy now, and so you're not going to hang out as much, or is it this person that the second that they find something better that suits them better, they're just going to pursue that instead. And so what you need to be careful about that, start realizing it. So back to the point about surrounding yourself with people who adore you. It's not just this you receive all the love from that person and then you give nothing back. No, it's a mutual exchange of those things, if someone loves you, you're going to love them back, you're going to care for them, and you're going to want the best for them. So it's not just this, because another definition of adore is to worship something, and that's not we're not going with that definition. It's not meant for that. It's a mutual exchange of, caring for a person. And so, you're held equally liable in the situation. So it's like, you need to show someone that the second that something better comes along, you've been through a lot with that person, and it's not just simply, oh, this thing suits me better, so I'm going to leave you behind. No, you went through a lot with that person, so it's important that you begin to realize that, And something that, on the subject, the more you surround yourself with these type of people, the ones that are going to adore you and love you for you, you're going to begin to realize how many, fake interactions you have with people, just simple, oh, yeah, blah, 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 say hello in Walmart, because you're friends. But, it's, like I said, it's just a passing relationship. It's not really much. And there's nothing wrong with that. But you will begin to realize just, how many of those you have. It's kind of just an absurd amount at some point. And then there's one last thing that I wanted to talk about, and I was kind of thinking about how I wanted to incorporate it, because it's something that's important to me, but it was kind of hard to incorporate. So it's from one of my favorite movies of all time. It's one of my favorite scenes of all time, if not my favorite. The Perks of Being a Wallflower. Incredible movie. Please watch it if you have not. It's so good. But yeah, so it comes from the main character, and his name is Charlie, and he stays after class. With his teacher, Mr. Anderson, and you could tell that something was bothering him, and there's more context to it in the movie, but he says to Mr. Anderson, why do nice people choose the wrong people to date? And it takes Mr. Anderson a little bit to respond, but he asked Charlie, is there someone specific that you're talking about? And Charlie just sits there for a minute. You can tell that he doesn't want to say it out loud, but he nods his head yes slowly. And just a side note here, whenever I mention choose the wrong people to date, we're also going to incorporate choose the wrong people to be friends with here, because it fits better for my prompt, so I'm going to choose that. So, but yeah, so he eventually nods his head yes. He doesn't say the name out loud, but you can tell that something's bothering him. And Mr. Anderson finally just tells him, we accept the love we think we deserve. And Charlie immediately responds, is there a way that we can show them that they deserve more? And once again, Mr. Anderson also immediately responds and says, we can try. So, how I'm going to include this is basically ask, do you accept the love that you think you deserve, or are you constantly pushing for something better? Do you know that you deserve better, or are you okay with settling for less? And then the second question is, are you showing someone that they deserve more? Are you being the best friend that you can towards that person? Are you showing them the best love possible? And so that's all I got. Let me know if you end up liking this style of video. If you made it this far, thank you. That's awesome. And yeah, just like I said, let me know. Message me, leave a comment, whatever, however you do it. Yeah, I'm excited to hear. You know, was it good? Was it bad? This video? Was it almost good and there's some things that I could improve on and then it would be good? You know, let me know. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys. I don't really know how to do an outro on this channel, so thanks for watching.